Hi guys, it's ShishKebabber1 coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. Today's video, guys, it's all about warriors. We're going to be on ShishKebabber's ship. I'm coming to you straight from SB1. That's Starboard 1, not Shock Blaster 1. What am I talking about, guys? Did you see the boombox the other day? Rick made a nice little explanation of what all those letters on the ship are real quick. Let's actually talk about that real quick, because it's one of those things I think we've all overlooked. As soon as the news loads up, of course. Here we go, yeah. Yesterday, the blog, what do these letters mean? Now, I'm not going to read this all off, you guys can read. But, basically it's just the standard ship directions. Starboard, port, bow, stern, and then MD for mid-deck. I find that these things are somewhat useful. At least we know what they mean now. Although some of you guys probably already did. I didn't. But my problem is that usually our buildings cover them up, so it's kind of hard to really give people directions. Like, what is this under my shock launcher? That's that's ST, but you can't even really see that. So it's cool though, and now we know what the letters mean. But that's not the point of this video, guys. Let's take a quick look at the tech tree, talk about what's been going on. Obviously, I've got my ice now. I'm into 7ER. In fact, we're saving up for the damage amp, and we'll also be able to max the rockets at the exact same time we unlock the damage amp right here. When that happens, things get spicy, things get interesting. I've been hanging out right around the legendary 8 line recently. It's just really better for queues. I don't want to get any higher till I make the final push, probably in the last week of the season. Because it's difficult to manage queue times. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've pretty much entered a rush meta, and I think we will end up ending in a rush meta for the season. You guys have already seen this featured on OP Destroy and Skull Crushers videos as well. They're starting to bring out the warriors, as am I. So that's the purpose of this video. Hopefully we get some rush attacks, and hopefully they don't take too long. Now, real quick, going over the important warrior stats. Obviously, I've maxed my warriors recently. We were using rank 4 flares, so that's a 20-second flare time. And I'm running rank 3 smokes. The reason for this, I've been doing some other testing with smoky bombardiers. That's still in the testing phase, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, they needed rank 3 smokes. For warriors, I really just recommend rank 2. Yes, you can get away with rank 1, but I find it's far too risky. So when you're doing warrior rushes, guys, rank 2 smokes is what ShishKebabber says. I just happen to have rank 3. But that's not really necessary to pull this off. Like I said, it was just because I was using Smoky Gramps, and he moves slower. Just like if you were to do HZ, you need rank 3 smokes for HZ for the same reason. Obviously, we got max shock bombs, and what else matters here? Bullet is rank 2. So I find that he's living through all the hits, so I'm happy with that. That's basically your indicator of should you rank up Bullet. Does he die first and then the hit's over, or is the hit over and then he dies? If the hit's over and then he dies, he's fine. Don't level him up. But if he's dying before the hit's over, you might consider leveling him up, or you might think about shocking some other stuff that was otherwise tearing into him. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And the basic plan after this is I'm just going to keep marching on to pick up the stats. I think I'm going to march up to get troop health, troop damage, and then over to building health to forego the building damage. But we'll have to see how things go. There's going to be some people that do it before me, and I'll have a better idea of which way is the best way. Yeah, enough talk, more fight, shall we? So the typical combination that I like to run is actually a 1-7 heavy warrior. The heavy is there mainly to clear mines, and we pretty much use them every time. So the purpose of this video is just go over drop sequences, hopefully from both ramps, and show you how the stuff works out. Maybe we'll get some wins, maybe we won't. I'm just looking to get ERs. The name of the game, guys, I think, when you're doing the rushing, is to score at least 3. Now, you can get some really good hits and get more than that. You can get 4. I just had a hit where I got 5. But I think if you can aim for 3 every time, I think you're going to win a lot of the time. So that should be the goal, I think, in these rushes, is always try to get at least 3. Oh, get as many as you can. And as I feared, the queue times for these videos are a little bit long. I should have probably jumped in the queue earlier and just blabbed on about stuff. Oh, here we go. Not too bad. Up against Legendary 9, Joss. Well, we see he's got the damage amp, and he's 50-50 ice with 50 on the troop health, so he doesn't have the troop damage. He'll be rushing, I'll be rushing, but we're not from Russia. Bad joke. Well, he might be, I don't know. Yeah, so what I'm thinking here, guys, is it's always about identifying shocks, right? Well, you know they've got three, typically. And you just want to look at the coverage of these shock launchers. Now, they've got pretty good coverage. Now, what I'm noticing, though, is this one is prime for bullet to get into the safe spot. So I already know I will be rushing this back engine room right behind this shock launcher. And that'll put bullet directly in the dead zone of the shock launcher, which saves me a shot. Other nasty stuff we see is this amped laser, but I'll be sure to catch it in the shock with this shock launcher, and this amped shock blaster will also be caught in the shock with this shock launcher. From that point, I think we're probably going to clear. I probably won't be flaring stuff, and let's go. So the path I want to take to get there, we always approach with ground flares, and then we'll finally transition into a building flare. The reason why is because it keeps our troops more compact. Now, when I drop the heavies, I just want to kind of get the line right for this. I like to wait until about the third or fourth one is off the boat, and then I drop bullet. And now I wait for the second heavy to cross the top of the landing area, and then I just drop all the warriors in a vertical stagger, like this. Okay, now as they approach, they're still going on my line. I don't really need to flare at the moment, but I'm finding my flare spot. I'm going to flare. It's really, really bright outside. I'm having a hard time seeing. Okay, that worked. Now we'll start with smokes. Warriors and bullet will kind of eat some of these mines here. I'm sorry, the heavies and bullet will eat some of these mines here. We're getting close. Go here, then bop bop, and then reflare onto that engine room. Right before the other flare expires. Bullets in position. Taunt is up, shock in hand. Waiting for the timers shocking. The smoke timers. Boom, boom. Cycling taunt in 2 seconds. 2, 1 cycle. Shock in hand. We'll get that shock blaster and the shock launcher out, although maybe I should have shocked the laser in hindsight. Now, I think, guys, we might. Let's go ahead and cycle that taunt. Bullet's about to die, but the hit's pretty much over. Maybe I should have flared, maybe not. Always look for the juicy artillery. Can I get any quad shots? I don't think there's a quad. We'll just go right here. 1, 2, 3. We're always looking for structures that are overlapping, because when we can hit the adjacent corners, that's like a multiplier on that artillery damage, because a lot of times these things do go down to destruction, and just like that, guys, boom, we take it down with only a 2 ER rush, but we got them on the destruction. And that, again, is because I just kind of let them free clear. It's always a debate. It's kind of layout dependent. Maybe you should flare the engine room. Maybe you should let them free clear. I'm having a hard time seeing outside, to be honest, so I'm just letting them free clear. But it's like that. It's like that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump into another one, see if we can get it going here. Alright. Making the videos outside. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you can still see my face. I gotta get really close to the camera so it blocks out the backlighting here. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all about the gameplay anyway, guys. But there you go. That's the basic idea for the rush. I mean, it worked out, and always finding those overlapping corners is what you need to do. As your hit's fizzling out, you really want to look for something that's a 4x4. That's the best, where you got 4 corners like all touching together. That's beautiful, because I rarely fire off barrage, because you can get just better value for your GBE for damage when you can find those overlapping corners. Small little tips, guys, but that's the whole point of this video. Shish Kebabers how-to on the warrior rushes for Season 3 in warships. Now again, we're going up against Damage Amp. This guy's only got 40% on the health. He's got 90% on troop health. Interesting. He might go for the free clear on me, but you know what? I don't care. The point of this video is to rush him. I think we can still do the same thing by getting bullet into the safe zone of that shock launcher. It's a little bit more tricky. We might miss, but that's the risk we take. The laser beam is something to definitely keep an eye on. We will not be able to catch it in an adjacent shock. Looking at the location of their shock launcher, we got one right up here on top, and we got one down here on bottom. This one on bottom, not too much of a problem. That means we will have a shock that we could devote to the laser. Or, now there's really no way to catch that laser. No, I take that back. One really well-placed shot can get that laser and the shock launcher, but I don't need that because bullet's in the way. Maybe I can attack from somewhere else. I know, guys, it's a lot of rambling, but there's a lot of stuff to consider when you're looking at these attacks, especially the mine placement. No, I think I will go with the same attack, and we'll just devote a shock for the laser beam as well. So we'll take 1 shock for the shock launcher and 1 shock for the laser beam. I just want to give my troops the best chance to kill some junk, right? So the line that I want to take is more or less in line with this mine right here, dropping from this far ramp. So, you know the drop, guys. Get the heavies out. Wait for a couple of them to pop. Let's get bullet rolling. And then after that, the second one is passed, we vertical stagger drop those warriors. There's the first one, and the second one, vertical stagger. Alright. Now, looking at my line. No, they're not going the way I want. Dang it. Should have already flared a little bit sooner. It means the heavies aren't quite in the position that I want them to be in. That they're also going to be approaching the laser, which actually, I kind of like the position the heavies are in now. Because it misdirects the laser from the warriors. I meant to do that, guys. No, not really. Oh gosh, we're getting torn up. Let's pay attention. Okay, I think I'll drop a med kit. Taunt is up. Shock in hand. We're going to shock that laser shock launcher now and now. I don't know why I shocked the other splasher and the laser, but we did. Just going to let them free clear from here. Going to taunt in 2 seconds. 2, 1, taunt. Shock in hand. I want to cover that laser, I think. I just don't trust that dirty laser. Although the shock might have been the better choice here. Looks like I'm only getting 1 engine room. This is not the best hit. I guess we could taunt again, but there's really no need. That was just a waste of GBE. I should save it for the artillery. We're only going to get 1. I'll go ahead and dump it right now. Technically, you should wait till the hit's over, but I know nothing else is falling. And there it is. Maybe we still pulled off a win, because maybe we got him in percentage. Yes, we did, guys. Not the best. I was kind of hoping to show you better hits. I mean, yeah, I can show you that one that I got 5 in the log. It was this guy. Take a quick look at that, because it is possible to get more. I'm just kind of flubbering it up a bit. And it depends on the layout. I mean, look at this guy's layout. It was easier. By the way, the reason we do the vertical stagger on the warriors is by doing that by setting the flags in a vertical line. Remember, each one goes directly to the flag, and with the way the boats fan out, by doing the vertical stagger, it makes them converge more into a vertical line faster. That's the idea. It also stretches the line of warriors out a little bit more, which can be advantageous, because if the ones in the front are taking mine damage, that means the ones in the back aren't. So there's really 2 good reasons to do the vertical stagger drop. Just wanted to point that out as we watch the replay. I guess we'll just keep it in normal time so you can kind of see the precision of the smoking and all that. But it's the same standard play with the ground flare, then to the building flare with the final 2 smokes. And you know the last 2 smokes is always smoke, because you want to get Bullet to pop out right before the warriors. In this case, Bullet actually stood on the perimeter of the interior smoke, so he didn't pop out right when I wanted to, but it didn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. This time I did flare the back ER. I wanted to keep things lined up. Bullet was still in the dead zone of the shock launcher for quite a long time, in fact. I was cycling taunt in between the shock blaster firing. Contrary to popular belief, you don't have to shock a shock blaster. You can taunt through it, but it can be tricky. At this point, I think I was just saving for GBE. There's another taunt, and we finally flared this back engine room up to the top. Kind of gets Bullet out of the way of the shock of the safe zone finally, and I think, we beat this down. Let's go with 2 times. We beat it down almost all the way, and then finish it off with some barrage and artillery. And that was it. Couldn't find any 3 overlapping corners. But that was a nice replay, huh? Alright, let's see if we can jump into one more live attack, guys. Hopefully we can do a little bit more engine room smashing. But the point of this video is just to give you guys the basic techniques of how I like to do my drops. If you noticed, I've been doing all the drops from the left ramp. We can do them from the right ramp as well, but I really prefer the left ramp drops because I can really space the troops out better. When we're coming from the right, you really have to watch what's covering the ramp, and you have to do some smokes to protect your troops as they're coming in from the right. But we might consider a right ramp drop on this. Just checking stuff out. Okay. He's a quad player. He's a 50-50-50-50. Calling these guys quads. I guess I'm a quad. Yeah. So I think I will do a right ramp just for the sake of doing a right ramp. Although this does require 3 shocks, what I'm doing. But it's okay because we'll be closer. Alright, what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be dropping everybody kind of down here in the corner of this right ramp. And then I'm just going to take a straight line up to, I think the 3rd engine room, counting from right to left. And we're just going to try to free clear our way to happiness from there. The only problem is we've got coverage of all 3 shocks. And of course, let's count the tiles. No, that can actually be shocked. It's more or less a pixel shock, but that can be shocked, these 2 shock launchers. Let me find my target. My target is the last pixel row of the edge of the mortar. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it does to me. Okay, we're going to try to pixel shock that, and then we'll have another shock for the shock launcher down here. Yeah, okay. Piece of cake. I will clear out some mines coming in from this drop. Let's use one artillery. As we're using artillery to clear mines, always try to get that artillery to hit the adjacent structure as well. More damage, that's of course the reason. And I didn't check the coverage of the shock launcher, that's unfortunate. Let's get the heavies out. Under smoke, bullet everybody else. Smoke, ground flare. A little dicey at the start. Bop, bop. Flare to the HQ, or the ER, I should say. Warrior health is looking okay-ish. I'll drop a medkit anyway. We gotta get that pixel shock. Is it there? In there? Boom! Just like that. We nailed the pixel shock. Let's start flaring ERs. I want to work our way down like this. This way I can at least get 3 for sure. Drop a med kit for that flamethrower down there. Now we'll just free clear. And we're going to look for juicy artillery. Any quads? I just see triples. Yeah, I just see triples. Okay, well, we'll take the triples. Let's go 1, 2. And I think this is still the way to go. I don't know. I'm not sure if I would have got more damage with that last barrage or the last artillery. It might have been the barrage for that option. But boom, just like that. We're taking him out. We got 3 ERs. And that time we flared the ERs. So it really depends. I'm not saying I got the best technique, but I certainly know the right ways to drop and stuff to think about. So hopefully you're thinking about that too. Hopefully that helps you with your hits if you're on Warriors. If you're on an HZ, well, sorry, I don't have Zookas unlocked, so I won't be making any HZ videos. But I think we're going to wrap it up right there, guys. As always, I hope you have a super fantastic, awesome rest of your day. And remember, be kind to others, because if you're not, you're just being mean, and mean people suck. Have a great day.